Hey man, what's going on YouTube? I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are good. So today we have a video by areSouth. How do you say that, man? Anyway, why are South Africans so fat? So let's just get into this video and hear what this man has to say. He probably is a professional doctor and knows more about bodies, weights and shit like that. Let's watch the video and hear what he has to say.
Why are South Africans so fat? Today, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Now, I know I'm being blunt when I'm saying this, but I promise I'm saying it with love. Why am I wearing scrubs, man? Like, what? Will you guys believe what I say if I'm not wearing scrubs? Like, Chapter 1. Our failed economy. If you were to go to your local fuck-ass grocery store, this is what you would find. 100 rand for blueberries. 45 rand for beans. Maybe I feel like some salmon. I don't feel like salmon anymore. 39 rand for mushrooms. 60 rand for broccoli. I feel like you should get paid to eat broccoli. I didn't know I cost 64 rand at Woolworths. So now let's play a game. This is areSouth. I don't know why I picked the name areSouth, but this is areSouth, okay? She works as a domestic worker and she gets paid a minimum wage of, how much is it? 28 rand 99 cents an hour, or in layman's term, 10 Woolworths blueberries per hour. So working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 40 hours per week. That totals to about 4,600 rand a month. That's like minimum wage. That's what millions of people in South Africa are currently getting paid, if they're even employed. So now, let's go to the other side of the spectrum. This is Daniel. He's a software engineer and he's gay. Okay, that has nothing to do with the story, but I just wanted to say that. He's been working for 8 years. He gets paid 450 rand an hour. So now he also works 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. But instead, each month he gets paid 72,000 rand. So we have 4,600 rand on one side of the spectrum and 72,000 rand on not even the other side of the spectrum, but somewhere in between. So now areSouth needs to use this 4,600 rand to feed her 3 kids, her husband, her mother-in-law, her cousin, whereas Daniel gets to use the 72,000 rand for him and his Grindr subscription. And maybe he has a, let's say he has a pet. What are those things called? Like let's say he has a rat. I don't know.
I won't lie, guys. First of all, the difference between like salary gaps in South Africa is crazy though. Within professions, like people who are earning low money are really earning like low money, and people who are earning high money, like they really be getting that money. And there's such a huge gap between, where it creates like a huge divide in terms of lifestyle, and things like that. And it's crazy. Most people who are on the bottom end of the spectrum, they have more mouths to feed. I don't know, man. It's just crazy how things are happening in South Africa. And to top it off, like there's a huge unemployment rate in South Africa, especially when you live in the hood. You will see these things, like you'll see it happening in real time. Like it's crazy, guys. I won't lie, it's really crazy.
So now if areSouth pays 1,000 rand for rent, she's actually only left for 3,600 rand in this monthly budget. Now I know there's millions of other expenses and this and that, but for the sake of making my life easier, we're just gonna keep it simple, okay? Just rent.
She now has 3,600 rand to feed, let's say, 5 mouths.
Keep it simple.
Divide that 3,600 rand 4 weeks in the month.
Keep it simple. She has about 900 rand per week to spend on food for 5 people. She's gonna have to spend probably half, if not more, on transport. So now 5 people, 2 meals a day, 10 meals a day for 7 days. That's 70 meals a week. 900 rand for 70 meals. That's a budget of 12 rand. 12 rand per meal. Now explain to me how you're gonna get all, that food pyramid. How are you gonna be able to fit that pyramid inside of 12 Rand? So now what options do we have? 10 kgs of maize meal at 110 Rand. That can make about 50 servings of pap. What is pap? Just carbohydrates, complex sugars. Let me check my facts. So in about 250 grams of pap, there's 30 to 40 grams of carbs, 2 to 3 grams of protein, 0.5 to 1 gram fat with very low fiber. Practically no micronutrients unless it's specifically fortified. And if you're using that as the bulk of your meal, there is huge deficiencies that you're gonna expect. Number one, it is carbohydrates, so it does give you energy, but it's high GI index, meaning it's gonna spike your sugar, you're not gonna feel full for long, and then you're just gonna wanna eat more to be able to curb your cravings. Pretty much all of these calories that you consume can only be stored as fat. You're not getting any micronutrients, you're not getting any energy, you're not getting any building blocks for muscle. You're literally just getting empty calories to be used as fat. So
That's crazy, guys. I didn't even know about this. But he's a medical doctor, and he probably, like I said in the beginning of the video, probably knows more about food than the average person, which is you and me watching this video. I didn't even know that pap wasn't that healthy. I thought I really thought pap was healthy. But he said contains carbs, carbohydrate and shit like that. But if it's the biggest portion of your meal, then it turns out that it's not really that healthy. We learning, guys. We learning. I didn't even know. Probably why most people are just fat, because, like he said, if you consume it like that, most of it is just stored as fat. And we know most South African people, especially black people, we eat a lot of pap. Me personally, I don't like pap. I don't know, maybe I'm different. But black people, we eat pap a lot. Most people eat pap every day. It's their daily meal. They eat pap every day. But low protein, low, I don't know. Guys, y'all know, man. Like vegetables and fruits and shit, people don't really consume that. It's just pap, gravy, meat, all day, every day. And most of it, like you said, it's stored as fat, which is probably why most South African people are out of shape. Black people especially, they're out of shape, really fat and lazy as fuck, man. I won't lie.
even though you might be picking up a lot of weight, you're not really actually eating anything that provides nutrition to you. It's sort of a paradox, because you're severely under-eating in terms of the different food groups that you need, but on appearance, you're gonna be fat. Okay, so now back to the gay boy. Daniel pays nothing for rent because his dad is a millionaire and he gave him a nice apartment in Sea Point because why not? His Grindr premium account cost him 100 Rand per month. Also, I just want to point out, I had to use a private browser to research how much a Grindr premium subscription costs. If we take Daniel's wage now, 71,900 Rand per month if you minus the Grindr subscription. Now, if we to use the same proportion that areSouth used of her salary on Daniel, Daniel would have 56,000 Rand per month to spend on food for him and himself and his rat. So now here's another thought experiment. 4 chicken breasts, let's say they're 60 Rand. For Daniel, that's about 0.07% of his salary. For areSouth, that's 1.1% of his salary. So now if we to flip the tables and to make that chicken breast 1.1% of Daniel's salary, it would cost 811 Rand for 4 chicken breasts. Meaning that if you were to make the prices fair, chicken breasts would need to cost 811 Rand for Daniel for it to be the same amount as it does cost for areSouth. 811. There's a lot of other expenses in life, and this is a very simplified and blah, blah. Shut up. Okay, I'm just using this. It's just shut up. I'm just trying to prove a point as to how much more food costs for different parts of society proportionately. And when you take those proportions and match them to a higher salary, you start to realize how ridiculous it actually is, and how crazy it is to expect these people to like eat, you know? So now if Daniel has 56,000 Rand to spend on food per month, you can only imagine what he's gonna eat. Caviar, salmon.
Yeah, he's gonna have his pick of the litter.
He can probably even buy the unethical stuff like, I don't know, lion meat. Like, I'm not condoning it, but I'm saying like he really could if he wants. So the truth is, it's almost impossible for Emerentia to have a well-balanced diet and to eat food that keeps her full and is not going to make her bankrupt. Let's move on to chapter 2, cuisine. Just like our population, South African cuisine is very diverse. A lot of the food and the culture is very intertwined with the history. It's primarily made up of indigenous food, which would be like your maize, your sorghum, those sort of things. The Afrikaner influence, meat heavy, pastries, lots of deep fried, sweet things. Then there's the Malay food, which is a lot of curries, a lot of sweet and savory. Also lots of fried and oily food. There's some British influence, there's some Indian influence with the bunny chows. And then there's a lot of sort of township street food that was built off the back of a struggling economy. Now, despite all of these cuisines being so different, the one thing that unites us is fucking being unhealthy. And as different as they are, and as good as they taste, I'm gonna be honest, as a doctor,
Yeah, guys, most people in South Africa are just unaware about diet and eating and keeping your body healthy, like moving your body, exercising, lifting weights and stuff like that. Most people are just unaware about it, but a large number of people again are just so ignorant to it. People have access to this information. We all have access to the internet. Most people even have Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter if you come from the hood or anything. Most people in South Africa have Wi-Fi and the internet, and most people are just ignorant about it. And I really believe what he's saying, that some people like really cannot afford to be eating healthy and shit like that, because food is expensive, guys. It doesn't matter healthy or not. Food is really expensive. If you bought food yourself, you really know the prices of food are growing crazy. But yeah, man, most people are just ignorant to it. I feel like people who are in the middle class, they can really afford to be eating healthy, taking care of themselves, like lifting weights, going to the gym, walking, doing stuff, healthy activities. But then again, they just opt for really unhealthy food choices, which might taste good in the moment, but trust me, in a few years, yeah, man, your body's not gonna like it. And we also have a problem with people really indulging heavily on alcohol, guys. Alcohol, if you didn't know, alcohol can cause you to be fat because it contains calories. Yes, guys, you can drink calories. Yeah, most people just aren't taking life that seriously, guys. Especially in the hood, guys. In the hood, we have a serious problem, guys. The hood is cooked. The hood is cooked because we have this alcohol culture going on, where young people, just go out each and every weekend drinking, again eating bullshit, not moving their bodies, not really doing anything to take care of themselves. And then as soon as they hit like 25 to like 30, people are out of shape. They cannot run, they cannot touch their toes. Like, it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. We should really start taking life seriously, especially if you live in the hood. Hood guys, we are cooked.
It's not good for you, man. So once again, I don't say any of these things with judgment, because these cuisines, these identities were shaped around an economy that redistributed wealth from the people of color towards the white people. And the way the people of color adapted is by creating cuisines that maximize the amount of calories you get for the minimal cost. So cheap fats, cheap carbs, but a lot of nutrients, a lot of health is lost in that process. And for good reason, it was very much a survival of the fittest situation. It was very much an evolutionary change from a huge societal and economic pressure. It wasn't necessarily a choice. And I think it's important to understand that and to not judge these decisions without the proper context. Okay. This is a Polony Gatsby. I can literally already feel my blood pressure going up just by unboxing this. Oh my God, this is insane. Bro. So insane.
That doesn't look healthy at all, but it looks good. It looks good. Why does it look like that, man?
Inside here, we have white bread, chips, as in like fries, polony, at least 1 kilogram of sauce, and like a few strands of lettuce just to make it a bit healthier, I guess. All of this cost me 120 Rand. And bear in mind, this is not as cheap as it gets. To get all of this food for like less than the price of a poke bowl is insane. This must be like a kg. Like, I'm not even. Let's have a bite. It does taste pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
But oh my God, like the amount of salt, sauce, like there's so much flavor in here. And usually that's a good thing, but I know that all this flavor is coming at a big cost. Don't make such an adult, such a parent. Okay, so let me break down what's actually inside here. So first thing, polony. High salt, high saturated fat, nitrites and nitrates in the form of preservatives, and processed meats are actually group 1 carcinogens, meaning the evidence linking this to cancer is as strong as cigarettes. Worst part is the protein that you're getting is not even good quality. It's not necessarily going to help you become
jacked.
It's going to put you at risk for high blood pressure, just being fucked up in general. So now the backbone of all this food is a nice white loaf. These refined carbs are going to be putting you at risk of diabetes. Chips fried in low quality oils, high heat, they're high in trans fats, which is going to cause like heart disease, insulin resistance, all that macaca. The acrylamide, which is going to increase your cancer risk. Now ChatGPT says the amount of sodium inside this Gatsby is about 2.5 to 3.5 grams of sodium. That's more than you need in a day. So I'm not even going to get into the sources, but you already know that that's also going to cause a whole bunch of shit. Basically, the only thing it's good for is getting as many calories in with as little money as possible. I can feel my arteries clogging up. Cancer, diabetes, stroke, heart attack, blah. This meal would give that Brian Johnson guy a seizure. There's no ways I'm going to finish this. Not because I'm not hungry, but because I want to live past the age.
Yeah, guys, I won't lie, guys. If you really think that you can finish that balloon or what in one sitting, and I know, I honestly know some of you can actually do it. That's fucking unhealthy, guys. That's really unhealthy. You shouldn't be eating these big portions in one sitting. That would probably take me 4 eating sessions to finish. I would have to like cut it up. I don't really eat that much. But guys, that's crazy. Do you think that some people actually eat these portions in one sitting and they're still not full at the end of it? What the fuck, bro? Like, I really think that we are going into a direction where there's gonna be more fat people. Like, we're really gonna have more fat people as time goes on. Bro, we are really cooked as a country. I won't lie. We slowly turning into the States. Have you seen the stats in the States? Most people are obese. That's coming to South Africa, guys. I won't lie. It's coming.
You're 45. Enough. It's like, enough. I don't even feel good after I've eaten. Enough. But one night, I was hungry and I had one of these put in front of me. My God. One more. I would tear through this fucking shit. Oh my God. Bro, it's good. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not good.
I would tear through this fucking shit.
The same way it's gonna tear through my asshole later. So now, as much as I can appreciate how good this food does taste, I must keep it real and tell you guys that it's not good for anything else besides your taste buds. And I know this isn't talked about enough, but obesity is genuinely a epidemic. Obesity is a pandemic. So now the truth is that obesity is an epidemic in South Africa. And it's an epidemic that primarily affects low-income households. Losing weight is a lot more complex than just eating less. for so many people. It's such an epidemic, and not necessarily a nutritional diet problem, but more an
I won't lie, guys. What he just said there, I think you should take it as golden, guys. Rather not get fat than try to lose weight, because you might never lose that weight, guys. You might never lose it, because losing weight is really hard, guys, especially mentally. It's really hard. I've seen it with people I know in my life. Like, people struggle to lose weight. They really struggle to lose weight. So you're better off not gaining that weight than wanting to lose it. I don't know. That's just my take on it, guys. My biggest fear is really being fat. I won't lie. I don't want to be fat. And I'm not dating a fat woman, guys. I'm not doing it.
economic and societal problem. If the majority of the food you're eating is carbs because that's all you can afford, you'll end up eating a lot more calories than you need for a lot less nutrients that you need. And now Emerentia is not even an AI generated person. Like, she is here, but she represents the story of millions of South Africans that currently live in South Africa. Worldwide, the WHO quoted that there's about 16% of adults that are obese, meaning BMI of more than 30. Now, I know that BMI has its challenges and doesn't always encapsulate the full context of the human being, but for lack of better measure, we are going to be quoting BMI. So the WHO quoted that 16% of adults worldwide are obese, meaning BMI of more than 30. In South Africa, it was almost double. Well, not almost double, it was double. 32.1% of adults had obesity, meaning a BMI of more than 30. So now the craziest part about all of this is that of those 32% of South Africans that are obese, 69% of them are from food insecure households. I know sort of being fat has the connotation of being gluttonous and greedy and rich, and it's a disease of the rich people and all of this. It's clearly not, because the stats are showing that most obese people are actually poor. And I think understanding that and acknowledging that might be the first step in us being able to do something about it. Obesity is as much a nutritional disease as it is a societal and economic disease. Okay, but